pretty weird things in our time. For some of you, it might be like squid eyes or something. For others, it might be anchovies and olive oil. But we've all had something that is so different from what we're used to. For me, I think the weirdest thing I've eaten was coffee in Paraguay. And that's because it wasn't real coffee. It was artificial flavor in a cup with some water. And you might ask, why would the #1 producer of coffee, South America, not be actually drinking real coffee? And that's because they can't afford it. People in Latin America are primarily employed through agricultural work. In the US, a long time ago, back in about the 20s, realized that we could go into Latin America where produce grows rapidly and harvest food that we could sell here, but not actually pay the workers for it. This issue is very, very prevalent throughout all of Latin America. I was in an exchange in Paraguay, and when I was there, I was talking to one of my buddies who cuts sugarcane, and I asked him, how much do you make? He thought about it, he said, 500. That's about half a penny in American money. I said, 500 for what? To that he responded, 100 stalks of sugarcane. Now, a stalk of sugarcane, you cut it close to the floor with lots of swings from your machete, and then you peel it and you bundle it. 50 cents for 100 stalks. He doesn't make any money. And you ask, why don't you make that much money? He said, oh, because Coca-Cola decided that they were going to cut back what they were going to pay us by 30% this year. And that's okay, because Coca-Cola is an American corporation that doesn't have to abide by local laws that exist within Paraguay. This also happens in countries like Guatemala with the United Fruit Company. Back in the 60s and 70s, the United Fruit Company owned the majority of Guatemala, and they harvested bananas. We all know that there are a lot of bananas that you can buy for very cheap at the supermarket, and that's because they were grown by slaves. People in Guatemala actually impeached their president and had a coup to overthrow their government so that they could start having a minimum wage and own the land that they were farming on. The United Fruit Company didn't really like this, so they worked with the United States government to overthrow that government and put in a new one that would allow them to continue exploiting the Guatemalan people. What ended up happening is that that's still happening. There was a bloody revolution in Guatemala, and there are bloody revolutions throughout all of Latin America because the people there want to have enough money to sleep on real mattresses at night so that they don't get hypothermia. They want to be able to drink real coffee, not chemicals that are going to make them sick. They want to have the basic needs of life that the rest of the world takes for granted. So, okay, I don't work for Coca-Cola, and I don't work for the United Fruit Company, so what can I do to end this exploitation? And what I've done through research and looking at my own lifestyle is the best thing that we could do is be conscientious of what we're buying. So next time you go to the grocery store and you see coffee, look at the two options. Which one is fair trade? Which one pays the workers an appropriate amount of money for their labels? When you're looking at fruit, you look at your bananas. Which one was grown in Florida, where there's a minimum wage? Which one is the United Fruit Company? These are choices that we all get to make, and it's a very small and easy way to help reduce the exploitation in the world and give everybody the rights that they need. Thank you.